take a look.
One year ago, when the whole world was under lockdown, I was bored. And then I thought of starting learning game development because I always wanted to make games and I was free from my university classes and assignments. So I did some research and found out about three famous game engines: Unity, Unreal, and Godot. Godot. Got it.
Godot.
All three engines are amazing and you should choose between them according to the type of project you want to make. I chose Unity because I heard it was indie friendly and have a big community. After installing Unity, I did follow some tutorials and learn basics like what is a mesh, textures, animation and etc. But following tutorial is boring and I thought I can make a game on my own. So I came up with the most ridiculous idea a new game developer can come up with. I decided to make a third-person open-world time travel game. I did make a game, but all I did was asset flipping. I won't say it was a waste of time because I did learn a lot of things from this project. And in case you are wondering why I am showing you a poor quality recording of my game, it's because I was very frustrated when I realized that I can never finish this huge game on my own. So after a few days, I thought it would never be of any use to me. So I deleted it. Lessons learned from my first game. Never make your first game an open world game. And don't skip tutorials. So I came up with a new idea. An endless game where you are in a spacecraft and you have to dodge asteroids. I started making it by following a endless runner tutorial. It took me a week to complete the game. Somehow I thought it would be a good idea to release it on Play Store. So I implemented ads and a small in-game shop where you can buy new spacecrafts. The next game I worked on was a pretty small game called Balls. You have to rotate your device to put the ball inside the holes. Very unique idea. Moving on. The next game which I worked on was Fear Breakout. It was a horror escape game inspired from Granny. You are trapped in a cursed temple with a living skeleton, a monster, and a dead wizard. The escape was pretty easy, first you need to find a bomb. And I don't know why this bomb is so big. We don't talk about that here. After placing it on the door, you need to find the matchbox, which can fly. After that there will be a monster or patrolling metal coffins. Then there is another door, which you need to burn with diesel. And after that there are 3 more monster rock patrolling another gate. Now I thought I was actually ready to make a full-fledged game. The idea was about a space battle game. I named it Cosmic Warfare. It took me around 2 months to complete this one. I initially made 10 levels and later updated the game to 50 levels, which were randomly generated after the 10th one. I also added a multiplayer mode. I used Photon, which is pretty easy to implement. To learn Photon, I watched tutorials by Infogamer, which you should check out if you want to learn Photon Unity networking. At this point, I learned many things about Photon and Photon Chat, so I decided to make a full multiplayer game, Robobox. It was a third-person shooting game, where you can shoot opponent or spawn a sub-robot that will attack the opponent. I used PlayFab, Photon and Facebook to implement multiplayer and manage profile. I tried to implement everything a multiplayer game should have. You can invite your friend to play, you can add new friend, you can watch their profile, a leaderboard. And it took me whole 3 months to finish. I was pretty happy with the final result. Since I started learning game development, I always ran away from 3D modeling, animation and rigging. That explains why I made game that doesn't require much modeling and animations. Because of that, I can't create good assets for my game. So I decided to at least learn how to make low poly models. And after doing some research, I got to know about two Unity plugins, ProBuilder and Polybrush, which can be used to make and modify 3D models. I also came to know about Mixamo, where I can auto rig my humanoid model and can download free animations. I followed some tutorial by Nicky B. He has a great playlist covering almost everything about animations. Using my new knowledge, I made a zombie survival game, The Undead. It was inspired from the movie Train to Busan. This was the first time I was using Universal Render Pipeline. I made the main character using MakeHuman. It's an open source tool for creating human models. I downloaded free zombie characters from Mixamo, and everything else including the train was made using ProBuilder. So yeah, this was my 1 year progress in learning game development and making games as a solo developer. I think I have learned so many new things, and this was an amazing journey. If you are not a robot, then you can join our Discord server, where you can get all the latest announcements and you can get a chance to become a beta tester for my games. If you are a game developer, you can share your work, get feedback and give feedback. You can also ask for help if you are stuck somewhere. This is it for this video. See you in the next one.